Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. I'm BIS, and today we are bringing you the beginner guide to Beast Mastery Hunter. This guide will allow you to jump straight into Mythic Plus content or raiding content and just enjoy yourself and hopefully perform to the best of your abilities. Now, I've stated that it's a beginner guide. A lot of the guides that we have done recently think I'm going into this super detail, and it's really not meant for that. It's meant for someone that's looking up their class. They want to know the talents, the stat priority, the consumables, the enchants, everything you need to really waltz into the content that you want to be doing. So I'm going to give you the basis of everything you need to make BM Hunter effective. So without further ado, let's get into this. Make sure you like and subscribe. We're almost at 200 subscribers already in a week. And make sure you check us out over on Twitch Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 6 p.m. or 3 p.m. BST. Boom. So first off, as always, we are going to be jumping straight into the legendaries and your covenant of choice when playing BM Hunter. So your covenant of choice is going to be Night Fae, because Wild Spirits in just every environment for a Beast Mastery Hunter is fantastic. Now the legendaries you're going to be going with are of course your Unity Belt, which is the one you get from the quest line of Zereth Mortis, and this directly affects what covenant legendary you'll be getting. Normally you want to craft this on your helmet, but on the belt will do just fine. So this does, when Wild Spirits hits fewer than 5 targets, there is a 100% chance to cause Wild Spirits to damage a second time. So this means if you're not using it in an AoE environment, it still has a chance to do fat damage. And your main legendary you're going to be rocking is Rise Stalker's Piercing Fangs. You're going to be rocking this for both types of content, both Mythic Dungeons and raiding. While Beast Eel Wrath is active, your pet's critical damage dealt is increased by 35%. This is just a flat out passive damage increase, and you can't not take it up. These are going to be your two legendaries for both types of content. Very easy, very straightforward. Now, I do want to state, this is not Survival Hunter, right? So it's not the meta Hunter spec right now, but all three Hunter specs perform really well in a given environment. The AoE ability of a Beast Mastery Hunter is crazy. It has the ability to keep up with some of the higher DPS. It's even doing higher keys, plus 22s, plus 26s. They're all doable. Now, this class does sit around the C tier in dungeons and around a B tier in raid, but that doesn't make a difference. If you get this stuff right, you get the gear and learn to play your class, then you will slowly be able to pump out damage that is comparable to any player, really. Next up, we're going to shrink ourselves down so I can show you the soul binds and conduits you're going to be taking from Mythic Dungeons and raiding. Now, you're going to be going with Dream Weaver. Now, this seems so common right now with a lot of DPS casters that they're just rolling Dream Weaver for Night Fae. So we're going to start with Pod Tender. Then we're going to go straight into a defensive conduit, which is Marksman's Advantage. Hunter's Mark decreases the damage the target deals to you by 7.5%, meaning any damage you take from enemies affected by Hunter's Mark is just going to be less than you regularly would. Then we're going to go straight into one with the Beast. Beast Eel Wrath increases all damage you and your pet deal by an additional 6%. This is a flat out damage increase, and you're going to need this for all types of content, because why not? 6% or whatever percent it goes up to when you get the 278 conduits is just going to be just flat out great damage. Then we're going to go straight into Soothing Voice, and then down into Spirit Attunement. Wild Spirits last 3 seconds longer and deals 21% increased damage. Now, this is a flat out damage increase and duration increase to your main covenant ability, one of your major CDs and as BM Hunter, and one of your super damage outputs. Then we're going to go straight into another defensive talent, which is when Feign Death ends, you take 7.8% reduced damage for 8 seconds, and that is Resilience of the Hunter. So you could pop Feign Death to preemptive a big hit, and just to take decreased damage in raids or dungeons the survivability is needed. Then we're going to Somnambulist. I'll never ever get used to saying that word. Then straight into Field of Blossoms, and then boom, straight into Ferocious Appetite. Kill command critically hits. Kill command critical hits reduce the cooldown of Aspect of the Wild. Aspect of the Wild is one of your main CDs. Grants you and your pet 5 focus per second and 10% increased critical strike chance. It's just a fat CD, and having the cooldown reduced is huge. Then we're going to go straight into Walking Dreams, and then into your Finesse Conduit, which is Cheetah's Vigor. Aspect of the Cheetah's secondary movement speed lasts an additional 3 seconds, and its cooldown is reduced by 22 seconds. Now, this is a pure utility and will increase your survivability, your ability to dodge stuff, and is just an overall great utility to your main speed increase and mobility spell. And then finally, we got Dream Delver. Next up, we have talents, arguably the most important section of any WoW guide. Your first talent for Mythic Dungeons of Beastmaster Hunter is going to be Animal Companion. Basically, you summon a second pet that has access to your kill command spell, and that's just a flat out damage increase. Then we have Scent of Blood. Activating Bestial Wrath grants 2 charges of Barb Shot. You will see that this build centers a lot around Barb Shot, increasing your pet's attack speed and your critical chance and just your damage overall. Bestial Wrath is one of your main cooldowns, or will be primarily used on cooldown. As you can see, it just increases your damage dealt by 31% overall. It's flat out damage increase. It's a great CD and it lines up really well with Barb Shot. Next up, we have your defensive or utility row, which is Camouflage or Natural Mending. These are your 2 choices that you're going to be using. Camouflage is basically a stealth that allows you to skip packs in Mythic Plus, and it heals you for 2% of your maximum health every 1 second. Or there is Natural Mending, which is every 30 focus you spend reduces the remaining cooldown of Exhilaration. Exhilaration is a main healing CD that just heals you for a flat out amount with a 2-minute cooldown. Obviously, you're constantly spending focus, so reducing the CD of that is great. But Mythic Dungeons, you're primarily looking to take Camouflage. Next, we have Thrill of the Hunt. Barb Shot increases your critical strike chance by 3% for 8 seconds, stacking up 3 times. So as you can see, Barb Shot plays a massive role into this whole build, and having your critical strike chance increased by 3%, stacking up 3 times, is just a huge improvement and works better than the other 2 talents. Next up, we have Binding Shot, another utility row. You're free to play around with either of these rows to find what's best for you, but Barb Shot is basically a stun. You shoot it down, anyone that walks into it and then tries to walk out of it will be stunned for a certain duration. And then we have Stomp. So whenever you use Barb Shot, again, you're going to be dealing AoE damage. So your pets are going to do a stomp on the ground, and they're just going to do flat out AoE damage to all the enemies around. Then we have Aspect of the Beast, which is going to be your Mythic Dungeon talent. This changes for raiding, but this increases the damage and healing of your pet's abilities by 30%. It increases the effectiveness of your pet's Predator Thirst, Endurance Training, and Pathfinding passives. So each pet has its passive, and this helps increase that depending on what pet family you have out, and it's just a flat out damage increase, which is fantastic. These are your Mythic Dungeon talents. These are what you're going to be rocking for Mythic Dungeons. The raid ones vary slightly, so let's talk about them now. As you can see, the raiding talents change very slightly. In all situations, you're going to be running Natural Mending in raids because you're not going to need to stealth really in any regard in a raid. So having just your CD reduced for your main healing ability is perfect. And that is the same again. This will be boss specific. There is very rare occasions that you're going to be using Binding Shot, as it is a stun, and obviously boss mobs cannot be stunned. However, if there's an ad phase or ads that need to be stunned, like let's use Anduin for example, in the second phase of Anduin, when he summons all the mobs around him, that could be perfect for keeping them grouped up and tied together to AoE them down. Whereas Post Haste is just disengage, also frees you from all movement impairing effects and increase your movement speed by 50% for 4 seconds. So it basically stops you from being rooted, and it increases your movement speed, giving you the ability to dodge abilities easier. Then Stomp will remain. It works out better than all the other talents in this row, even for single target environments, so you'll keep Stomp. Next up, we swap out for Aspect of the Beast for Killer Cobra. So while Bestial Wrath is active, Cobra Shot resets the cooldown on kill command. So basically, when your main CD is active, Bestial Wrath, using this Cobra Shot, which is your main spell, reduces the cooldown, resets the cooldown of your kill command. Again, another major spell. So these are going to be perfect for a single target environment. These are your raiding talents. Make sure to use these to have your best chance to do DPS in raids, and the same with Mythic Dungeons in that section. Now, next up, we're going to be talking about stat prio, enchants, and consumables that you need to be taking. Now, the BM Hunter stat priority is crit, verse, haste, and then mastery in that order. So crit, verse, haste, mastery. They are your stat priors. So there is diminishing returns on stats. People always ask, One Sandy, you're in the video again, man. Leave. So there is diminishing returns on stat priority. People always ask about this in the recent videos. So diminishing returns on stats come from 40% crit, 30% haste, 30% burst, and 1050 mastery rating. So you need to be very wary of just smacking all your things into critical strike. Keep stuff certainly balanced, but your main stat priority, again, crit, verse, haste, mastery, in that order. So focus on building them up, but don't take them too far. Always sim your character. Use raid bots to sim your gear to see what the best stats and upgrades are for you. So next up, we're going to be talking about enchants, consumables, gems, and all of that. So the gem you want to be going is Deadly Jewel Cluster. This flat out increases critical chance. You want to slot that into any gear that you can with gem slots available. Next up, you want to use Infa, Green, Reflex Sight, or the Optical Target and Bigner if that's how you say it. I'm going to show all of this stuff on screen so it makes it easier for you guys to search on the auction house. But you want to sim your character for this. You want to sim your character to see what is better for you. If you need me to teach you how to use SimC and raid bots, I can do that. Just comment below and I'll make a video on it. It will be quick and easy. I can show you how to sim for single target and AoE environments. You can use Shadow Core Oil along with these enchants on your weapon. And then for your chest, you want to roll Eternal Skirmish for pure single target or Eternal Stats for AoE and multi-target. But it really doesn't matter. If you can't be bothered to change, then it's fine. I'll just go Eternal Stats all the way because you're probably going to be doing Mythic Dungeons a little bit more than raiding. And then if you want to roll Heavy Desolate Armor Kits for damage reduction, you can. But for your boots, you want to use Eternal Agility. And then you want Tentative Critical Strike on both of your rings. And then Fortified Avoidance on your cape. However, there is mass amounts of cape and chance that you can choose from. Choose what benefits you the most in your given situation. Next up, there is Spectral Flask of Power, which again, every DPS uses Spectral Flask of Power, and you should be using Potions of Spectral Agility when you pre-plot and pot within a fight. And of course, you have Warlock Stones and Cosmic Healing Potions for your survivability. If you're Kyrian, there is also Vial of Serenity, but in this situation, you won't be Kyrian because you're going to be Night Fae. The food, you either want a feast or soup if your raid's going to put it down. If not, you want the spine, fin, souffle, and fries, which is flat out crit increase. And of course, if you can afford them, Veiled Augment Runes are perfect. Or the permanent one, Eternal Augment Rune, if you've got access to it. There are your enchants and your gems and your consumables. Use them. I would say consistently use them as well. Always have them because they're going to do wonders for you in all content. I don't know what word came out just then, but all types of content. Now let's finish off the enchants consumables section of the video. We're talking about some of your puzzling dinar cartel coins, the new currency in which you can focus and choose to buy certain pieces of gear that appear in raids. So Astral Verdict or Tips of Penitence Steel are going to be your two major ones. The Dark Ranger's Quiver, which is a back item. The First Sigil, Stone Legion Heraldry, and Decanter of Endless Howling. These are going to be your major ones that you're going to target in that order if you can. Next up, we're going to be talking about the rotation section of the guide for the Beast Mastery Hunter. Now, I'm just going to quickly go over a few things. So, a great opener for your Beast Mastery Hunter would be Aspect of the Wild into your Covenant ability, Barb Shot twice, Bestial Wrath, and then Barb Shot because Bestial Wrath gives you new charges of Barb Shot, and then your normal rotation from there. So, I'm going to show off a bit of the rotation. I'm going to go straight in with Wild Spirits, then cast my Aspect, then straight into my Trinket, Barb Shot, Bestial Wrath, Barb Shot, Kill Command, Cobra Shot, Kill Command, Barb Shot on proc, then Cobra Shot, Kill Command, Cobra Shot, Barb Shot on proc, Kill Command. BM Hunter has an incredibly simple rotation. It's just back and forth with your abilities. I think I might still have the raid talents on though. So of course this is pure single target. So this... Yeah, these are raid talents, so it's back and forth. I'm going to use my Trinket because it's just come up. Barb Shot, Cobra Shot, Barb Shot's back up. Then it's procced again, use it. Bestial Wrath, Barb Shot resets the charges. Kill Command, Cobra Shot, all up here. All up here. As you can see, it's so simple. There's like 3 abilities for BM Hunter. If you're a beginner or if you're new to WoW, BM Hunter is a great spec in which you can just jump straight into and learn with a lot of ease. That is the single target rotation for BM Hunter. Next, we're going to talk about the multi-target 2 or more, 3 or more, 5 or more situations that you'll have. Bomb Samdi. Okay, so we're going to talk a bit about the AoE rotation we have here. I do want to let you know that Beast Cleave is your main prio when it comes to BM Hunter's multi-target rotation, and this is kept up by casting multi-shot every 4 seconds. However, spamming multi-shot is never ever worth it. The reason we cast Cobra shots and kill commands is if you have the extra focus to spend, they're better off casting them, because spamming multi-shot just never works out very good. So we're going to go straight in and follow this rotation a little bit. So we're going to go in with a Wild Spirits into my Trinket, into a multi-shot, then into the Covenant ability, Barb Shot, multi-shot, Barb Shot, Bestial Wrath, resetting the charges of Barb Shot again, into multi-shot, kill command, and then we're going to do a Cobra Shot, Barb Shot, multi-shot, kill command, Cobra Shot, multi-shot, Barb Shot. Use the Trinket again, kill command, then into a multi-shot, Cobra Shot, the proc of Barb Shot. See, it's very simple. You're just kind of making sure you're keeping this up, this Beast Cleave up here, every 4 seconds. And if you've got focus to spend, you're using Cobra Shot or kill command instead. So that is the base premise of the multi-AoE rotation. It's very easy, once again. Like, there's not much going on with the BM Hunter. It's a very simple and easy class. Here's your binding shot. So you binding shot the enemy. If they moved out of the area, they would get stunned. So that's basically what you would use in a Mythic dungeon environment. But that is the main premise of the AoE rotation. Very easy, same as the single target. Very easy. If you're a beginner, I would definitely suggest BM Hunter as one of your go-to classes. And there we have it, the full beginner's guide on BM Hunter. I hope I've been able to provide you with all the information you need to make this successful in raids and dungeons. If you like and subscribe the video and share it, that would be incredible. Make sure you come and check us out over on Twitch on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Between 3 PM and 10 PM, we are live, so make sure to check in there and get any more WoW information you need. It's been an absolute pleasure. I'm BIS Items, and peace!